What is this? Did you honestly expect us to make it to the end of the NFL regular season and end the postseason without us doing our annual predictions video? I mean, times they are changing here. This may or may not be satire, but hey, traditions are traditions for a reason. Alright, we're getting straight down to it. As always, before we get into my predictions here, I want to run down the metrics. Let's get those up on the screen real quick. As you can see, I'm predicting these games using a set of 7 metrics, that is, yards per game, yards per play, yards allowed per game, yards allowed per game, third down conversion percentage, time possession, and of course first downs per game. You know, we try to do a different system every year, so maybe this works, maybe it doesn't, but at least you kind of know we're not just going out there on blind whims. We're actually using a little bit of mathematical formula here, so hooray for logic. Alright, so getting right down to it, let's start with the wild card games. We got the Chargers, the 5th seed, going to Baltimore here. Break out my cheat sheet here. And I think overall this one is pretty one-sided as far as the stats go. Looks like the Chargers have the advantage in terms of yards per game and yards per play, but the Ravens get the upper hand in pretty much every other category. Chargers played well, but I think the Ravens defense will hold strong. I'm going to go with Baltimore to win this one. Pretty easy. I'm thinking like 31-17. Alright, Colts against Houston, 6th seed, Indy taking on 3rd seed Houston. You know, again, this one I think is pretty cut and dry across the metrics. The only one where Houston seems to have a decisive advantage is in the category of time of possession. Everything else favors Indianapolis, and they got a really hot hand going into the postseason after the game against Tennessee. So I'm going to go with the Colts to win. I got them winning like 34-18. Alright, over on the NFC, we got Seattle against Dallas. Again, Dallas, I think the better defensive team overall. They have a better yards against per game and better yards against per play average. Then all the other offensive categories, Seattle gets the advantage. And I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Seattle's offense will propel them on this one. I've got the Seahawks winning about 21-16. Alright, Philadelphia is a 6th seed, defending Super Bowl champions, just barely making the playoffs, traveling to Chicago. I really don't need to tell you, Chicago has a great defense, but again, just looking at the metrics, Chicago, they have the advantage in terms of the defensive stats, obviously, and also time possession, but all the offensive stats, including the very crucial variables of third down conversion percentage and first downs per game, favors the Eagles. You know what, guys? I'm going to call the upset here. I think the Eagles go in there and they shock Chicago. I just don't have that much faith in Chicago's offense. I think the Eagles still got a couple more bags of tricks up their sleeve. I think they win 26-20. Alright, so of course that brings us to the Divisional Round, and that's going to give us Baltimore against New England and Indianapolis at KC. And these games, I'm telling you, are going to be way closer than expected. These are going to be some nail-biters here. So starting off with Baltimore at New England, let's see what we got here. New England has the better yards per game and yards per play and better time possession, but all of the other variables, including the defensive stats, third down conversions, first downs per game, all favors Baltimore. Oh boy, this one, actually if you go by our stats here, we would have to actually go with Baltimore to win this game if we're adhering to our strict formula. But of course there are variables, and I still think, it is, kind of watered down New England is this year. I still think their offense and Tom Brady's veteran leadership, and they have a pretty consistent running game too, is enough to overcome Lamar Jackson. He is going to be potent. He's going to put up some points. But it's going to be close, but I think New England does indeed win this one. They hold on. They win like 27-24, and the Ravens do establish themselves as a legitimate team heading into the next season. So there's that. So yes, one more AFC Championship with Tom Brady. My apologies. Indianapolis against KC. Looking at the stats here, Kansas City has a better offensive stats, better third down conversion, better first downs per game percentage. But the defensive stats favor Indianapolis. In fact, the defensive stats are going to favor any team playing against Kansas City, to be honest with you. And a better third down conversion. Again, I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think this one might actually come down to overtime. And Kansas City, they always choke in the first round of the playoffs, but I think they finally get that monkey off their back, to a certain degree anyway, or considering it's Andy Reid coaching the team, the walrus off their back. And I think they beat the Colts in Arrowhead 34-31 in overtime. So once again, very close games, very hard to decide, but we're just going to go with the obvious route, really. We're not going to try to press it too hard here. Alright, so that moves along to the NFC portion of the playoff bracket. We have got New Orleans taking on Philadelphia, or Philadelphia traveling New Orleans first round. First seeded team, my apologies. So yeah, I'm not even going to bother with this one because literally every category, offense, defense, special teams, all favors the Saints. I think New Orleans should win this one pretty easily. I'm guessing like 24-10, 24-13, 28-13, something like that. So not even going to bother. New Orleans should win. Seattle against Los Angeles. Yeah, I mean, on paper, this one really shouldn't be that much of a challenge. I mean, they've had some very close games this year. Seattle is going into this game very hot, but I still think the Rams, give them some time to relax, give them a couple of weeks off, prepare, get their defense healed. I think they'll go in there and put in a pretty good showing. Once again, in every category except time possession, the Rams have the advantage statistically. So I think the Rams go in there and they win. They win like 31-19. No reason to be too cute with their picks here. So what do you know? The top two teams in each seed advance to the championship game. Who would have thunk it? Alright, so New England against Kansas City. Of course, New England had that nail biter against the Chiefs, so they barely beat them, but they did indeed beat them. Rams have played New Orleans early this year, and Rams won. And you know what, guys? I could give you the details here and say, well, let's take a look at the time of possession here for New England, or look at the third down percentage for the Rams. But I'm just going to come out and say, I think it's going to be the second verse, same as the first. I think looking at it, Kansas City, that defense, it's been their Achilles heel all season long, and I think New England finally finds a way to exploit it. It's going to be a score fest, but I think New England in a pinball game ends up winning it. I think they win 44-31. So let's give them that. So we got one more AFC appearance for Tom Brady. And on the other side, I think the Saints just should hold off the Rams. It should be a little bit closer. I think it's going to be like a one-possession game. But ultimately, I got New Orleans winning, let's say 38-31, which sets up our Super Bowl 53 matchup. New England Patriots taking on the New Orleans Saints in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So let's go by the metrics here, and I guess you can kind of see it for yourself there. Statistically, New Orleans should give this one a cakewalk. In fact, the only objective criteria where the Patriots do seem to have a statistical advantage is in yards per game offensively. But in all the other categories, offensive yards per play, defensive yards allowed per game, yards allowed per play, third down conversion percentage, time possession, first downs per game, it all favors New Orleans. And I think they're going to go in there and they're going to win this one by double digits. I think it's going to be close for like the first two quarters, but then they're just going to start, breaking out, the 50-yard gains in the third quarter. So ultimately, I've got the Saints going into their arch enemy's territory down here in Atlanta, and I got them beating the Patriots. Let's go 42-31. A weird score, but that's that. Alright, well those are my picks for the 2019 NFL playoffs. Feel free to take them. Take them to the bank if you want. I think they're money. And I'll be seeing you next year.